Hey, hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. And yes, I know it's the afternoon, but still good morning. Hi. Hi, everyone. We're live. We're live in here today. Gonna see what happened this past week and what we're looking to happen this coming week. Yes, yes. Um, my desk is kind of full. Need to find a place for my water to go. Hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. We've got a holiday tomorrow. At least from what I understand, the market will be closed tomorrow. So there's that, right? There's that. Good morning. Good morning. I know it's not morning. I do that. I actually say good morning to everyone, no matter what time of day it is. I say good morning. Let me tell the folks I'm live and give all the platforms a chance to let the people know I'm here. There we go. We're live. We are live. Yes, we're live in here right now. Right now. Okay. Let me see that I'm on the right place. Been a good weekend. Last week, hey, Miss Marsha, hey, Ward. Last week had some interesting things happening. So I'll share my screen so that way we can maybe see how SPX did its thing last week and check out some other little stocks along the way. Other little stocks. Let's look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart on SPX. Y'all see that big old green candle? This big old green candle for last week. This is the weekly chart, which means every candle here is a week's worth of data. Looks like the high from last week was 61.27 last week and the previous, and the week of January 21st. So it's come up here and hit this spot a couple times. Maybe the next time it comes to it, we'll see how if it pushes on through. I wouldn't call this candle, I mean, this is a 2-up candle. In itself is not necessarily showing more upwards mobility. And Friday ended on a doji. So it didn't really say, hey, Pastor Will, how you doing? Not really real clear on Friday that it was going to do next, right? We've got some supports in here. Got a support down here around 60.25. Got another one up here around 60.96, which makes sense. 60.96 is going to put us right in the 6100, location. Generally, that's a psychological number. And that's how that, generally price will stutter there. Even if it went through it like it did here, if we go back and look at the chart, we'll be able to see it didn't like blaze through there. It went and then came back down. So now this was resistance. Notice back on the 31st of January, this same place was resistance, and then price went through it, and now it's going to play support. Okay, that's the way. It's a parity line. Looks like Billy said he had 4 winning trades last week on SPX. Woo woo. We'll take it. Yes. 4 winning trades is good stuff. Yes. Good afternoon, Janae. 4 winning trades on SPX. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As you fine tune your strategy, because the strategy has its own dynamic. I mean, it has its own criteria, but I think each person has to tailor it to themselves, because you need to tailor it to what kind of trader you are. Some people are more aggressive, other people are more reserved. Some folks want to get in, want to do all the charting and looking. Other people are like last minute, push the button, those kind of things. So you have to tailor it to match you and who you are and how you are as a trader. Absolutely. That's good news. Good news. Yes. Clap it up for Billy. Woo, woo, woo. Now it's time for you to come on and join that membership, so that way you can hang out with us when we trade it. Hey, Valerie, how you doing? All right, let's look at SPY. Let's look at SPY. The membership is at, I got it plugged. I want to make sure my computer was plugged in. E2T dash membership. Uh-oh, that's got an extra thingy in it. It's not going to be the way it should be. Let's say bit.ly slash E2T dash membership. No extra little thing on the in the middle of there. Let me delete the ones that are no good. Delete comment. Another one. Delete comment. There we go. Now we've got the good ones there. Yep. Okay. This is SPY. This is the daily chart. It also looks a lot like SPX did as far as ending on the doji. It just ended up here at the support/resistance area. Seems like it did close on the other side of it though. So, but it's still in the zone. Remember, support and resistance is a zone. And this all shows where price action could go. So price is in here. It didn't close outside of that zone. So price could definitely come on back down. It could go either way. It could go either way. That was SPY for the week. This is Triple Q. Getting ready to go to Triple Q next. Triple Q had a little more upwards movement happening. Nope. Oh, goodness. Something has changed in TradingView where you used to have to click the same thing multiple times. I'm glad they fixed that, but I wish they had told me they wish they had told me it got fixed before I put something on here, and then I think it lets me put another one right on the back of it. Okay, so we got a little gap here. We'll put a little gap calculator there to let us know that I need to make this thing be one of the, there we go. Need to add you to that. Yes, there we go. Okay. This was last week for Triple Q. We had a couple of down days. Well, they were all green. Started here, went up, gap down, went up, gap down, closed back up. And then on Thursday, it gapped up, pulled back a little bit, and then ran up for the rest of the day. Friday, gapped up a little bit, pulled back to close the gap, and then kept going. Closed on Friday. Looks like it closed on Friday at 5. Is that a 3-2? Nope. 528. Nope. High. Nope. Close. 538. Okay, then put on the right candle. There we go. 538 is where it closed. Ooh, 538 and some change. That's Triple Q. Let's look at IWM. IWM is one we've been trading for the past several weeks. I trade IWM as I allow PeakBot to trade IWM for me. I let it trade automatic, systematic. Yep, I let PeakBot trade for me /E2T. I let it trade some stuff. And IWM is one of the things that I allow PeakBot to trade. PeakBot to trade for me. It enters IWM on the weeklies. I love it. Pulls in nice little premiums. Yep. And then I close it when it's ready. I generally close them on my own, even though PeakBot will close it on its own too. But I want y'all to go take a look over at PeakBot automated trading. It's a good way to allow your trading to still happen, even if you're, working, got something else going on. You can let it just trade on some particular strategy. Maybe you say, I want PeakBot to do the wheel while I do other stuff. I want PeakBot to do trend spread while I do other stuff. So you can do that. You don't have to let PeakBot be your only trader. It can just trade the stuff that you want to have automated. That's the way I do it. Everything over there. I mean, I'm an active trader, so I don't have everything trading there, but some stuff I do want it to trade for me and trade automated. And IWM at this point happens to be one of those things. Okay. Hey, Miss Deborah. Hey, girlfriend. How's it going? You probably getting ready to jump onto futures here in a few minutes. And some minutos, you're going to go and see what's happening over in the futures. Okay, so this is IWM. IWM closed right down here at a previous support resistance area. It closed at 225 and 97 cents is where it closed. It had a, let's look a little bit different. I think some people are moving their money over to small cap because there's a lot happening. There's a lot happening in the market, right? Good afternoon, Nina and Tanya. One thing I want to look at before we got too far is gold. Gold has been doing its little good mighty work, right? It's been going up. People moving their money into precious metals. Precious metals. That's what people moving their money into precious metals. Y'all like that? Y'all know I have to entertain myself on this call, right? Y'all already know that. I'm going to entertain myself. Yes, sir. Let's go see if we got the other supports and resistances. Okay, yeah, we got something happening in this 267 area. Next one. Really, this is a lot of momentum. There's a pause here, but I wouldn't call that really a chair. Are we on the daily chart? Yes, we are. 263. Gold is currently at 266. It's got, well, 267 is now resistance. Not that it won't turn around and push right back through it, because it definitely could. Okay. But there are people who are moving their money into the gold to protect their resources while we try to muscle through all this stuff we're dealing with, because it's stuff. We're dealing with stuff. Again, y'all know I try not to get into the politics of all things, but Jesus, that's what we need in this is Jesus. In times like these, yes, you need a savior, you need an anchor, you need Jesus. It was cute, precious Lord, yeah. I think it's precious memories. How they linger. You got to go get your old mother voice. Ooh, yes. Y'all are so funny. I love hanging out with my people. So this is the ones we looked at. We had a few trades last week that we did. We did Microsoft. We had AbbVie last week. I want to say it was AbbVie. Microsoft, AbbVie. We took a little, high risk trade on Tesla, and that turned out to be okay. I mean, I think we might have broke even on Tesla. One side did like it was supposed to. The other side was right at, we had like 252, 352, whichever it is, 352. We had that on Tesla, and we ended up having to close that because it closed above 352, even though we had 352, 355. So we closed it during the day. Tesla tried to pull back some, and I thought it was going to stay on down there, but I didn't have time to fool up with Tesla. So I went ahead and closed mine about, it might have been 11 or 12. I closed it and said, when it dropped down enough for me to get out, I said, let me go on here, because Tesla play too much. Even though it was showing up as, even though Tesla was showing up as neutral, when it got to moving last week, we want to move it. It got to moving. We had 352. It didn't close at 355, or did it? Did it close at 355? It did. Oh, I was not there. Listen, because that would have been breached all the way. I did not do that. I left it when it was down in the 353 area, 350. No, it was actually 350, 351. I was like, I'm good. I'm good on you, Tesla. Right. So we did get a little bit of Tesla money last week. Again, I believe we broke even. We had Microsoft. Actually, we had Microsoft iron condors last week. Both of those turned out. Yes, they turned out well. We're going to run them again this week if the chart allows. We had AbbVie as a put credit spread last week. We had Kroger as a put credit spread last week. All those came out profitable. IWM we had as a put credit spread last week. Yes. Only one that got us last week was Coca-Cola. And Coca-Cola got us because I had Peakbot automating. I had Peakbot automating Coca-Cola from previous weeks, and I had not paused it. So when it came earnings time, I realized it after the earnings call had come. So we got our trade ended up getting breached because we had I had 65, 67. I think my community had something different. I had, because mine was being automated, it was a little bit, I had 65, 67. I think my community might have had 64, 65. Either way, they might have had higher, maybe 60. I had 65, 67. They might have had 67, 68. Either way, we got breached. That's really the long and short of it, is that we got breached. So, I took the hit on that one because that was an earnings play. We do know that as sellers, earnings is not where we don't play in the earnings playground, because that extra volatility doesn't usually work out well for sellers. So we had to eat it on that one, but we still came out profitable for the week. And that didn't even count our SPX stuff last week, because we made some money last week on SPX. Yes, I believe I made $560, $550, something like that on SPX last week using the end of day SPX strategy. Yes, using the end of day SPX strategy, we were able to make $560 or 500 and something like that. It was maybe 550, 560. It was one of those. This is using the strategy that I'm putting on your screen right now. We use this SPX playbook every single day. Again, I was talking earlier about making sure that you fine tune it. The strategy is sound and robust, but you'll see that you'll need to alter it just to fit you. You want to alter it to fit what kind of trader that you are. Some people are a little more conservative than others, and that's going to cause you to pick strikes that may be further away. And when you pick them further away, there's less premium. So you have to decide, what is your nice, happy place? What's your happy place? What's your time? When are you comfortable getting into those trades and that kind of thing? All right. That's what you have to do. All right. I want to go and talk about the things that are coming up this week. We've got some sessions coming up, a few things. Week ahead, investors await Fed minutes. Manufacturing update, car loans, credit card debt drive more Americans to seek debt relief. Diamondback nears Permian deal to buy shale producer. Did y'all see that Intel is that Taiwan Semiconductors and somebody else, Qualcomm maybe, is trying to get Intel? Did y'all see that? I'm thinking something needs to bring Intel up out of the druthers. Coffee is in a perfect price storm and it's starting to hit wallets. No bueno. No bueno. Okay. Here's CNBC. US and Ukraine could still secure minerals deal that is positive for both sides. Here we go. Broadcom and Taiwan Semiconductors reportedly eye possible Intel deals to split storied chip maker. Now, I don't know if this is a plus or not. Maybe that, if Intel is in the news, then maybe that'll draw some investors back to it. Maybe people who will feel like, if I'm invested in Intel, then I've got a good chance when it goes to the next people. I don't really know, but I'm like, something's got to give on Intel. Now, Intel's chart, I believe Intel's chart does. Oh, I have two trading views. I do not need two trading views open because it takes up enough memory. Okay, let's see what our chart looks like on Intel. Okay, well, since you want to do that, give me this. Come on, Cletus. Let's move over here. Got a little gap here. Intel's chart looks like it does want to be bullish. Y'all see this? Intel is looking bullish. But my. They're $23. They coming back. But, this is a triple bottom, peon. Off it went. That's how the chart patterns go. You look at the chart and tell it. It made a jump, big old gap here. It came back down, filled the gap, and ran right on back up. Intel is doing some moving. Got a gap here. It did gap up and then closed back a little bit lower. So it closed on Friday at 23.60, 23. Yep, over here, 23.60. Does have some resistance up here in this area though. Let's see, we got resistance, right? Maybe why it wasn't able to push on through here because we are, oh, that's 25. It did get up to 25 and then push back. 25 was like, not up here, sir. So we, at this point, Intel has to figure out how to get on through. Let me see, I see another line here. Has to figure out how to get on through this zone, because this zone, even back here in November, was a place where it just kind of hovered for a few days at least. It did bump past it, but it wasn't able to go far. Y'all see this? It went up as high as 26 and some change, and that's as far as, well, this was this year. We may have some more data back here that shows it a little bit higher, but it's not you can yike it, not at this point. Intel needs to try to come on though. So if this news is going to get it up and moving, I guess we'll take it. I guess everybody will take it. It's still a very nice price. I think Intel has, I did not mean to do that. I think Intel has good possibilities. It's just, we got to get it moving. Okay. What else do we have going on here? We talked about that. Meetings for this week. This week we got a bank holiday on Monday, which means the market will be closed, but there will be some FOMC members speaking. Yes. Tuesday, we have Empire State Manufacturing Index, National Association of Home Buyers, Housing Market Index, Daly and Barr from the FOMC will speak, and President Trump will speak on Tuesday at some time or other. Tick long-term purchases. We do know that President Trump speaking always moves the market. It has up to this point anyway. Wednesday, we got building permits, housing starts, FOMC meeting minutes will be Wednesday at 2:00. I'm surprised Trump is not waiting until after FOMC to say what he got to say, but maybe he decided he wanted to lead the way. 5:00, we've got FOMC member Jefferson speaking. That's all on Wednesday. Red folder Tuesday, red folder Wednesday. Thursday morning, red folder unemployment claims, first thing in the morning, 8:30. Philly Fed Manufacturing, Goolsby will speak, CB Leading Index, natural gas storage, crude oil inventories, and some more FOMC member people are going to speak. Friday, another red folder. We got a red folder every day this week that the market is open. Flash Manufacturing PMI, Flash Services PMI on Friday at 9:45. Existing home sales, revised University of Michigan consumer sentiment, and Jefferson will speak at 11:30. So you see, we got red folders all week long. All week long. Yes, all week. We got one red folder every single day of the week. Okay, let's talk about what our earnings have. On Monday, after close, even though there won't be a close, we'll just have after what will be the hours. Looks like Transocean, Noble, UFP Industries, Geldwin, Huntsman, Ottertail, and Tenet. I don't know. I think Tenet is the people who have some of the apps. No, that's TENET. Tenet Company, TWC, maybe that is. That's Monday afternoon. Tuesday morning, Baidu has earnings before market opens. Floor, Expeditors, I almost said Expeditors. Expeditors, Sapiens, and ConAgra. ConAgra, we do recognize them. That's Tuesday morning. Probably Baidu is probably the most anticipated of those. Tuesday afternoon, Arista, Oxy, Devon, those are the energy folks. Toll Brothers, Unisys, several of those are not necessarily would not necessarily be anticipated. Wednesday morning, we've got Etsy, Solar Edge, Garmin, Wix, Fiverr, Analog, Digital is all, and Wingstop is all Wednesday morning. Wednesday aftermarket, Carvana. I remember when Carvana was barely holding on, and now it's in the 200s. But they have earnings Wednesday after close. Then Carvana was running into, and may still be running into, people lapsing on their car payments and such, because that's one of the debts people, let ride a little bit. Toast is there. Innovix Cheesecake Factory. I didn't know they were like their own stock. I thought they were under a restaurant group like a Darden or somebody. Anyway, BioMarine, Exact Sciences, Bosch Health, Valley, which I think is energy, NYMT, and that's somebody mining at the bottom. Starts with the C. Thursday morning, we got Alibaba. Uh-oh, didn't mean to go there. Alibaba, we got Walmart, Unity, Wayfair, Kamiko, right? The Shake Shack. All those are Thursday morning. Thursday after close, though, we got Mercado Libre, Rivian, Block, Square. I think that's the same people. No, may not be the same people because that says XYZ. Anyway, Newmont, Innodata, Booking Holdings, Texas Roadhouse is there, Gardent, 5-9, and Dropbox is all Thursday after close. And then Friday morning, Arbor, Atmos, Advanced 6, Texan Energy, TXNM. Now we have TXN on our list. I wonder if it's the same people. VIP.com, US Cellular, Brady, and Oil States. That's all the earnings people for this week. A few anticipated, few ones that people would be looking for are there. All right. I don't want us to talk about Adam's numbers. I do want us to talk about our win rate for last week. Woo woo. Our trades list, we had a win rate. Oh, Square is now XYZ. Okay, thank you, Janae. I didn't wonder why it changed to XYZ. Wonder what made them pick that. Anyway, our trades list for last week, we had 13 of 15 successful, profitable trades. 13 of 15, 86% win rate. Toot your horn, child. Toot your horn, child. Yes. UPS was actually an iron condor last week. So the put credit spread was fine. The call credit spread, it breached it was like 116.20 or 25, something like that. It wasn't like it did like a breach, not that, a little bit is enough. But if anybody was trading UPS on the top side, they would have lost only a bit. And actually, I had the UPS trade on the call credit spread side. When it started dancing around on Friday and kind of dancing around the 116 and 115, 90, all that, I finally closed it because I knew that meant it was going to try to push through. So I left it. I closed my trade at a break even, and it closed at like 116.30 or something like that, but I was gone. But we did trade UPS last week because that was one of my on my good list last week. Y'all know I'm all about a good iron condor, and UPS was an iron condor. All the others turned out well. The only one that didn't go well last week was Bed Bath & Beyond. It was fully breached. I think it closed at like 92 or something. Not sure what made them get so excited last week, but they ended up closing above our strikes. We didn't trade that anyway. We traded several other things on this list, and there was that. Morgan Stanley started the week at 135. Yep. It did jump. That's why I always say, thank you. Good point. That's why I always say when you're trading, this list, you want to make sure that on whenever Monday or whatever day you're entering, whether it's Monday or Tuesday, you want to make sure that you are checking those strikes and checking those numbers before you actually enter the trade. So I'm looking at these numbers and stuff based on what I saw the previous week, based on what I see in the price action, based on what I see on the option chain. You definitely need to go the next, see the numbers I picked still ended up being fine, but you want to make sure that you do a double check or a second check before you enter to make sure you agree with those numbers. You might decide I like something different, and you get something different, and then if you had started Bed Bath & Beyond, maybe once it's got started, the person might have said those strikes aren't good anymore, and they pick something else, right? But we do this list every single week, and this is this week's list. Speaking of every single week, this is the list for this week. We've got AXP, CVX, which is Chevron, IWM. Notice IWM has a star next to it. It's on both sides because it's also showing on the neutral. Showing neutral according to our moving averages. JP Morgan, MO is here, which I think is Altria. And Microsoft is on the call credit spread list. It's no longer showing neutral, but we've been trading it as a neutral for a minute. And for moderate risk, we've got AMAT, AVGO, Delta Airlines, FXI, Google, OWN, and Silver on the put credit spread side, and call credit spread side, Google, NEE, which is Next Era Energy, OWN, and TXN. Google, you see, and on, have stars next to them because they are both neutrals. So they are potential iron condors. And actually, when I think about what are my favorites for this coming week, because I talk about what are my favorite trades for the week. My favorites, I'm going to go with IWM because it's an iron condor. Yes, I like that. I also like JP Morgan. JP Morgan has showed up on our list several times. And I think I traded it 2 or 3 weeks ago, but JP Morgan is one. And Microsoft. Microsoft has done right. Now, I did get burned by Microsoft maybe a month ago. I had an iron condor and it went more one way than the other. And I ended up losing some money on Microsoft. But the last few weeks, Microsoft has done its good work, right? We got Google here. I think our community also, we're in a Google trade on both sides. And I believe we're in Apple on both sides. But I don't know. I didn't see Apple as when I was looking through to get ourselves ready to put together this list. I don't think I remembered Apple rising to the forefront of my eyes, even though we have it at our trade. We entered into Apple on Friday. We entered Apple. I'm trying to see why. We entered Apple as an iron condor as well. I believe. Y'all remember? People who are in my community? Do y'all remember? Let me see. I can scroll back into Telegram and then I'll be able to see. Yes. We've got Apple. Yep, we got Apple as an iron condor, Google as an iron condor, and IWM as a put credit spread. Just those three so far. We narrowing it in. We narrowing it in so that way we can focus. I do have a few things on our list that I like for us. So we'll see. My JP Morgan, like I said, it's on here. We're already in IWM. And let me see. I'm going to change the screen so y'all can see what I see. I'm looking at the PeakBot watch list. This is where I do my watch listing, is in PeakBot. Now, you need to be a user of PeakBot in order to be able to see this watch list. But this watch list updates every day, all day long. It doesn't update on the weekend because why? Does it need to, right? But we've got a simple trend spread, detailed trend spread. What I like about the detailed trend spread is that it tells you the trend, tells you what kind of risk we got, expected value, potential of profit, return on investment. Is there a buffer between the strike they're suggesting and how far it is from current price? How much money you're going to need to put into your trades? And it even suggests strikes for you. Now, PeakBot is more aggressive with their strikes. They may pick a 70 or 30 delta. Generally, I don't direct our community to do that. Our community, we're looking for a 25 delta or less. I really want us to be more 24 delta or less, something like that. Try to 76% probability of profit. But I want to see where Apple is on our list. Well, Apple shows on the moderate list. Yes. If y'all can see that, I believe it shows neutral and it shows moderate risk. Expected value 5%. The potential or probability of profit is 74%. Generally, I pick something that's more 75 or above. 19% return on investment. 2.3% is the buffer. Basically, this strike is about 2% away from the current price of Apple. But we went with it. I like to look at good, iron condors, and we put things that are moderate, that fit our criteria and are on the moderate risk list. We don't go with the high risk. Y'all see there's some high risk ones here. Like you see a firm, and I like trading a firm, but a firm has got a high risk on it. We don't do the high risk ones in our community, because high risk also means volatility. It means volatility. And we got some stuff that's very high risk, like Alibaba, and it's showing that's very high. Many times very high shows up when it's got earnings. Same thing with Baidu, it's got earnings, so those show up as very high. Then you see, yeah, that was BitX, the Bitcoin. That's why that's very high risk, right? Kava, Kamiko, Cleveland Cliffs is high risk. Oh, that very high. That was high. Carvana, very high. And that's because, see, this red all the way across here let you know that's got earnings. This is the reasons why I love this watch list, right? You need to be a member of Peakbot in order to use this watch list. You can be getting the alerts, or you can have the automation. Of course, if you have the automation, you can see all the good stuff, and you're getting stuff automated. I gave you the link for the automation of Peakbot. I am a, what's it called? An influencer for them. And I influence for them because I believe in what they're doing. I'm Peakbot, them my dudes. And they're one of the only companies that's looking out for the seller. They're looking out for the seller to make sure that the sellers can get what we need out of this, out the market. Most times you have automated services, they're looking out for the buyers, people who buy options, but Peakbot is looking out for those of us who sell off. The writers. We are the writers of the option. So anyway, here's our list. My favorites for this week are IWM, Microsoft, JP Morgan, Google, because we're trading that one. So it automatically fell on the favorites list because we're already in it. Yes. We were utilizing our 3 days of, what's that stuff called? Theta decay. 3 days of theta decay. We get an extra day tomorrow with the market close. So our theta still drawing down. We ain't got to fight all the people who in there buying and doing stuff. We just, our trade is just going to be drawing down like we wanted to. And prayerfully, we'll be able to go in on Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest, and shut them down. We'll be able to turn our trades off. All right. On the screen you see here is our Option Seller Zone membership. This is where we hang out together. We train together. We trade together, right? We do our charting together, which we're going to do after this. If you're in my community, we're charting this evening. After we get off this call, we'll go and check out our charts for our favorites, get us our strikes together. We'll get everything ready. We'll be ready, even though we don't have trading till Tuesday, but we'll still go have our call. We got a supportive community because you need to have people to trade with who you can ask questions to, right? I'm there in the chat. So if you've got questions, I'm there to help you. Other people are there to help you answer questions. We've got profitable strategies for less screen time. That's one of the SPX strategies that we trade together. We don't have to be in front of our screens all day. And when we're trading credit spreads, you don't have to watch them all day long either. If you're trading something for Friday, you can turn on an alert that'll say, if the price happens to get to your strike, then you can do something about it, or at least come look at it. But you don't have to be watching that trade all day long. It's not required at all, right? Daily profits, SPX there, training and support. We have weekly trainings and day basic. Anytime we're on a call together, I'm doing some training. So that training happens regularly. It's $97 a month is the membership. Of course, you can pay all at one time, which is $9.97 a month for the $9.97 for the year. Sorry, $9.97 for the entire year. The Candlestick Mastery 2025 calendar, right? It talks about candle pattern. How do we trade it? How do we identify it? What do we do? What's our stop loss? All of that is inside of here. We got 12 different ones, and there's a little bitty calendar, part of it. It's definitely a resource, not just a calendar. Okay. If you're looking for the freebies, you can go to E2T. Let me put it in here. E2T-freebies. Okay. You can go. Oh, I should have put a .com on that. That should be .com. It's not. HTTP. E2T-freebies.com. You're going to need the .com if you're trying to go there. Okay. That's where all the little free stuff that I've created is all over there. All right. I believe we've looked at, let me go check my charts one more time just to make sure if there's something else I wanted to say. Is there something I wanted to look at the indices? One thing I would encourage you to do, this is my encouragement moment. I would encourage you to pick a strategy. Number one, pick a strategy. Number two, pick 1 or 2 or 3 stocks to trade it on, and try not to overdo or over trade, right? We can be in communities where we're getting call outs before you know it, you over trading. You here, you there, you can't keep your eye on stuff. And how do I know about that? Because I've done it. I've done it. I've done it. Yeah, I've done it, and it's not comfortable when you spend your whole you on a Friday. I know for me, you on a Friday, and I'm looking here, and it's too much happening all at one time because we got too many trades going at once. So do yourself a favor. If you find 2 or 3 stocks that you really like, you can trade those over and over and over. And if you get to know them really well, then you can start putting more contracts on, start putting more weight behind it. They don't mean you got to trade more things. You can trade the thing you like, just trade it heavier. Now, there's people I know who will put on 100 contracts or something. Oh, I'm not there yet, Lord. Okay. I even try to front. I'm not in the place where I can put. I used to, when I first started trading credit spreads, several years back now, I used to put on 40, 50, and 100 contracts. I did. And then the real estate market of China crashed, took a whole bunch of my money with it, and had me real nervous from that point forward. So I don't lean in as heavy as that at this point, but I'm working back up to that because I know that that's where the money resides. That's where the money resides. Okay. So pick you 1 or 2 things, and maybe 1 or 2 strategies. Maybe you got a buying strategy and a selling, or just stay with the selling, because that's what I do, all the selling. And if I trade as a buyer, I trade some like my gap fills. I like the gap fills. I'll trade those. And you find something that you really like, then run it, right? Find something that you like. You can focus on that fits your life, fits your trading personality, and run it. Right? Every strategy is not for everyone. I have a community. I would love for you to come join us. I'd love for you to hang out with us and trade as a seller, learn to trade as a seller. We can trade our SPX every afternoon. We can trade our weeklies during the week. We can train and learn and have a good, solid, sound community where you can really interact and get help and get trained and get some, have some support. All right. All righty, everybody. This has been wonderful. No market tomorrow. You can enjoy your day off if you don't have to work. If you do have to work, then you can enjoy a day of not having to worry about the charts. Maybe you do some studying, do some YouTube videos. Speaking of YouTube videos, I put out, now that I brought it up, I almost forgot. I put out a video. I thought I had put this link inside my stream. Why is that not here? I really thought I put, nope, I don't see it. I don't see it. Let's go find it then. Gotta go find it. I put a video out about how to do covered calls and cash secure puts on Robinhood. I know I have people in my community who trade Robinhood and want to be able to do some of these things. And I put us into like how do we do covered calls and cash secure puts on Robinhood. Let me drag this over to the screen so we can see what's happening. There we go. To the channel, to my channel. Your channel, it says. Yes. Okay. I'll get the link so that way I can share it with you. Maybe. Taking a minute to fill in. Come on, baby. Let's show the page. Come on, baby. Let's show the page. Okay, I can't sing with so much of it because you sing too much. Then they'll they'll chop up your video because they'll say this part has copyright infringement. Let me go find the the picture. That'll probably be easier. Because that doesn't want to populate. What is up with that? I don't know why it doesn't want to populate. That's weird. Here we go. This is the thumbnail. Selling puts and covered calls in Robinhood. And it's on my YouTube channel. If you're here, if you're, following me on YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, put the notification bell, hit the thumb up, all the stuff that goes along with YouTube. Please do all those things, all right? Selling puts and covered calls in Robinhood. We got people who want to be able to do that but don't know how. There's a whole video on it. I think this popped up. Now it shows like it. Here we go. It finally came up. It's going to start an ad. I know it's going to do that. It's going to start an ad. Let me get the link. I'm going to pause this because it's going to start up and want to share with you the ad because we let the ads play. We let the ads play around here. Yes, we do. We do. We let the ads play. When you watch the video, let the ads play. All right. I put the link into the comments. You can go to my YouTube channel or you can just click on that link and be able to see the video about doing cover calls and cash secure puts on Robinhood. I'm actually going to follow that up with another video. Maybe I'll record it today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, because I'm going to be on my charting call this evening.
Great.
I'll do it.
The new GoDaddy Arrow has AI marketing tools to help small businesses easily reach thousands of customers.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. YouTube. I'll record it there, but I want to do one on credit spreads. I need to do another follow-on video about how to enter and exit credit spreads. So that'll be coming soon, but cash secure puts and covered calls are there even now. All righty. So I will see you all. If you're in my community, I'll meet you all over in the Zoom. So that way we can get together and look at our charting. If you're not in my community, why not? Why aren't you in the membership? You need to come on over there and join us so that way you can be on these charting calls and you can be in all the trainings and you can be in all the things that I do, right? Okay. Well, I want you all to do 2 things, maybe 3. Stay green, get this money, and enjoy your day off if you have a day off. All righty. I'll see you all later. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye.